always live on the free Audacy app.
KNX, KNX FM and HD, Los Angeles.
This is Southern California's news.
And coming up, one person feared dead after a car explodes in front of a fertility clinic in Palm Springs. There are also signs of hope and recovery in Altadena. Tell you about that. Plus, an international burglary ring is shut down in Irvine. Those stories plus your traffic every 10 minutes on the Fives.
Only on KNX News 97.1 FM.
It's 1 o'clock.
From the downtown LA Law Group Injury Help Studios.
This is Southern California's news.
KNX News 97.1 FM.
And a very good afternoon to you. I'm Larry Perrell. Here's what's happening at 103. A car has exploded in Palm Springs. This happened around 11 o'clock this morning in front of a fertility clinic near the Desert Regional Medical Center. Several buildings reported to be heavily damaged. There is thick smoke covering a wide area. Witnesses say they report seeing a body on the scene. This explosion felt as far away as 2 miles. There is police and other crews that are in that area right now trying to investigate, see what's going on. As soon as we get more details, we'll pass them along. A lot of excitement in Altadena today as officials reopen Loma Alta Park. It's 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Matt Piper. There's an investigation underway in Palm Springs, California. Emergency sirens going off there after officials say a vehicle exploded in the parking lot outside a healthcare clinic. Locals are being asked to avoid the area. This man saw it all.
You could see the wall had blown out. It wasn't even a door. It even looked like a door or something had been there. But it was the wall, and everything was strewn out. Even a copier machine that was in the building was clear across the street.
The FBI says it is responding.
From the downtown LA Law Group Injury Help Studios.
This is Southern California's news.
KNX News 97.1 FM.
And a very good afternoon to you. I'm Larry Perrell. Here's what's happening at 2:03. An explosion has rocked the Palm Springs area. Has happened near the Desert Regional Medical Center in front of a fertility clinic just before 11 this morning. One person reportedly dead. The doctor who runs that clinic says there were no patients in that clinic today and his staff is safe. And embryos in that facility also safe. There were reports the source of the explosion was a car, but there's been no confirmation of that yet. And there's heavy damage to a number of buildings. Residents also within a 2-mile range say they felt the explosion. Windows also blown out in some locations nearby too. And we're hearing as many as 4 people may be injured from this explosion as well. Jerry Moylan is in Palm Springs and says he felt the explosion and joins us live. Jerry, good afternoon.
Yes, hi, Larry.
So tell me, how did you hear about what happened?
I didn't hear about it. I experienced it. We were literally at a garage sale less than a mile away, and this explosion was so huge. Never in my life ever felt anything like it. And we literally, everyone came out onto the streets all over the city. So we drove down. We just followed the plume of smoke because there was an immediate plume of smoke above the city, and we followed that and got out of our car, and we were like literally just 1 block away. The police, blocked us, which they should. And first thing I noticed was all the buildings around us, like 2 blocks away, 3 blocks, they're all blown out. All the glasses blown out. And you could see the building, and it had a huge amount of debris all the way out onto the street. It was just like a single-story building.
Now, this looks like I'm actually looking at some aerial pictures right now, and it looks like there's heavy damage to the front of the building and to the back of the building. There have been some reports that the explosion happened in front of the clinic itself, but I'm also hearing reports that it may have happened in the back of the clinic. I think looks like there's a parking lot there and heavy damage to the back as well as the front of that building. Yeah. You walked by there, I guess. When you heard this, you went over, saw some of the damage. What did you see when you got there?
So it's across the street from Desert Regional Hospital, which has a big parking lot right there. And then this particular building that blew up, it's in between 2 other structures. And so you really can't park. It doesn't look like on the side. They have a back parking lot, so I couldn't see. But I did hear from someone. They said that the car was in the back. But it could be wrong. There's a lot of debris in front of the building, too. And the police were saying that whatever car they found is like obliterated, like it was definitely the source. And Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. And there was a palm tree on fire right next to the building, a big tall palm tree that loomed way over the building, and the smoke was pretty intense. Like, we were coughing and everybody around there, and we were like, like I said, a block away.
Yeah, it looks like
It
it looks like now what I'm looking at is a car in the back parking lot that, like you say, is just absolutely destroyed. And that blast, I guess, may have happened in the back. It's sitting near a trash bin, kind of in the center of the parking lot. And I'm not sure if it exploded there. Not sure if it exploded there or if it exploded and kind of pushed itself away from the building itself. Investigators, I'm sure, trying to figure out what's going on with this. And I understand the FBI is now there as well, investigating what happened and trying to see whether or not this was a terrorist act that happened here as well. Do you or other people that you're with have any concerns about safety in the area?
I mean, I never did. No, there's never been any hint of anything. I mean, it's, small community really. And, very quiet, typical Saturday morning, no, I mean, you just never hear of anything crazy like this. And there was no hints that there was any kind of unrest around here, no protests or anything going on. I mean, it's just boom, it just happened. It's really crazy. And I don't know. It's a women's fertility clinic, which, they perform all kinds of services for women. And I think you guys already talked to them. So, thank God I've now heard from you guys and other people that they were not open, because that would have been devastating. And I don't know how anything in that building would have survived, because if you look at it and you know how massive this thing was, I can't imagine that the interior of the building, I can't imagine anything would have survived.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it would have either. And like you say, again, I'm looking at these pictures now, and that it is devastating. And this doctor, again, saying that the embryos in the building were safe. And I really can't believe that, to be only because, not because I'm skeptical, but just because the damage just looks so extensive to the building itself. Did you have a chance to talk to anybody when you went by that building? Anybody in the area? Any police or fire?
So I couldn't walk in front of the building, but there was a woman that was there that lived in a building, and her windows had all been blown out. And she went to talk to someone and came back, and she said, I mean, the fire engines were still coming. There was only one or two, and then there was more, and ambulances. But she had already heard from one officer that she immediately had said early on, they said a car definitely blew up behind the building, and that someone had been taken over to the hospital already, and, that they were already saying this is I think a cop had said to her, this is definitely like a bomb or something. It was not some gas line explosion or just a car blowing up. It would never do this, which is so true. Like, if a car blew up, it would be like, boom, you might have a little damage in the front of a building, and, this was nothing like it.
Yeah, this looks like it was a major blast that happened. How long have you lived in the area there?
We've had a place here for, since 2017. So like 7 or 8 years, and we live up in LA, but we come down here quite a bit. And so, it's our second home. And like I said, it's not like a major city where you have certain events and unrest and things like that. So it's really bizarre that someone chose to do this, which I'm sure it's going to come out that that's what this is. This is definitely going to end up being like, doubtfully terrorism, like an international one. It's going to be more domestic, I think. And we knew that. We were driving over there. I was like, we couldn't get over what we felt when we were at the garage sale and what everybody in the city felt. It was so huge. So who knows if it went off when the person who did it and was trying to get away, maybe, or I don't know. But I'm sure it's going to come out, within the day. But they're already saying it, And there was a guy that I spoke to, by the way, who was staying in a hotel like a block away on Palm Canyon, the next thing over. And he said he practically, fell down when he was just freaked out. It was so loud. And when he went out, he said he saw things that he wouldn't film.
Wow. Yeah. No, it looks. We've heard that there were, again, one person. We don't know exactly who the person is. If this is a suspect, if this is a person that was responsible for the bomb itself, if it was indeed determined to be a bomb. We speculate at this point, but that's not our job here at KNX to speculate. We got to wait for the facts to come in and see what the investigations reveal. But all in all, just a stunning scene right now. Again, looking at these pictures, and it's just the devastation is almost unspeakable, really, at this point in time. And good to hear from the doctor that those embryos that are in that fertility clinic are safe. And just hope that there's no more of these things going on in that area or any place else for that matter. Listen, we appreciate your time. Jerry Moylan lives in Palm Springs and heard this explosion, went over to check it out. We appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks very much, Larry. No problem.
You bet.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Matt Piper. At least one person is dead, 5 others injured after an explosion outside a fertility clinic. It happened in Palm Springs, California.
It's insane. The world today, it's so scary that, again, just innocent people could be out here just doing their daily business and something like that happens. It's frightening.
The city's chief of police says in a statement it appears to be an intentional act of violence, saying it extends for blocks. An FBI spokesperson told CBS News it is responding with its partners. The death toll stands at 26 after
From the downtown LA Law Group Injury Help Studios.
This is Southern California's news.
KNX News 97.1 FM.
Good afternoon. It is 3:03. I'm Brian Ping. There's been a deadly car explosion in Palm Springs. Happened late this morning in front of a fertility clinic. One person has died. There may be additional injuries. Jerry Moylan was nearby.
So it's across the street from Desert Regional Hospital, which has a big parking lot right there. And then this particular building that blew up, it's in between 2 other structures. And so you really can't park. It doesn't look like on the side. They have a back parking lot, so I couldn't see. But I did hear from someone. They said that the car was in the back. And the police were saying that whatever car they found is like obliterated, like it was definitely the source.
The doctor who runs the clinic says all of his staff is safe and accounted for, and all stored embryos are safe. There were no patients in the building at the time. Local, state, and federal officials are on the scene, and an investigation will determine if this was an act of terrorism. A big milestone in the recovery from the wildfires. LA County.
From ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. A massive explosion at a Palm Springs, California fertility clinic today, leaving at least one person dead, 5 others hurt.
The blast occurred in the popular tourist town around 11 a.m. Palm Springs first responders can be heard on Broadcastify, talking with dispatch.
A loud explosion.
Video showing smoke and shattered glass along a stretch of buildings, including the American Reproductive Centers, a fertility clinic. In a statement, the center says a car exploded outside its facility. The FBI, along with the ATF, now sending resources to the site of the explosion to help assist, including bomb technicians and fire investigators to help locate the origins of the blast and what type of explosives were used. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Authorities are raiding a property believed to be related to the suspect.